Hey, it's Dave, the American Guzzi guy, and I'm here to get ready for a coaching gig I got this weekend for MSF. We're teaching a basic rider course, so I'm going to show you what I take with me. I try to ride every chance I get because I think it's good to show students that are taking a motorcycle class that you know how to ride a motorcycle, that you can ride a motorcycle to almost anywhere, anytime. Of course, safety first. If it's snowing or something like that, I'm probably not going to ride. Probably. And, you know, if it's monsoon rains, I mean, some days you just don't feel it. That's cool, but generally I try to ride. Okay, so I'm going to go through the stuff that I take with me and kind of show you what that is. Some of the core stuff you need to teach an MSF class is your range cards, okay? You need those. You also, probably a good idea to have the book, the student's book, the basic rider course book. And you need, of course, a stopwatch and a whistle. So those things. Some other key things for the South especially, sunscreen. This is a cool little sunscreen I found. It's a little stick so you can put it on, just apply it when you need it, touch up, that kind of thing. So that's pretty cool. As I have a little thumb drive of the PowerPoint presentation for the classroom. We're doing the interim BRC right now, so we're changing the curriculum later this year, next year. So the other thing I have is my Venerable Msf Hat, okay? And while I'm talking about hats, this is nice most of the time, but when it gets really hot out there, I get this one. So as you can tell, this is pretty stylish. So, but the good thing about this hat is I got this on Amazon. It's a Sun Cube is the name of the brand. I Googled the biggest sun hat you could find, and that's what I got. Also, it has this flap in the back, and it kind of comes all the way around to the front, so it blocks the sun on a lot of area of your face. And believe me, when you're on the concrete, it is really important to have that. If it gets a little hot, you can sometimes flip it up sometimes like that, get a little breeze on your neck, you get cooled down, flip it down again. So I love this hat. I ordered another one, should be here today, so in a different color, but I can vouch for these hats very well. I don't make any money on these hats, but I should probably, right? Okay, so let's put that away. So this goes in. So all this stuff's going to go in this little white bag. I got this little nylon bag. I don't know where it came from, Biloxi somewhere. I think when we went down to Biloxi, we got something. I don't know where it came from. I put all this stuff, all the hats, put my book, I put my range cards, my whistle, all this stuff in here. So I have it ready to go, my thumb drive, and this I think I'm going to probably just put over here just to kind of keep it. This is a cooler. Whoops. Okay. This is a cooler that I use to keep drinks in. You can put an ice pack in here if you want to. This holds 2, 4, 6, 7 in a Gatorade. So I use this. I don't need water to be ice cold when I'm coaching, but it's nice to keep it somewhat cool. I don't want it boiling. But as long as it's cool and enough to drink and keep me hydrated, it's real important that you drink this stuff. The first time I coached, I nearly died, okay? I was dressed wrong. I didn't drink enough water. Yeah, it was a bad day. But I learned quick and recovered, and here we are. Okay, so I got all that in there. I want to make sure I kind of do this so I have everything I know. I know I've got everything I need to coach. So this is all I really need to coach. The rest of it is stuff that, you know, is going to make me comfortable. It's going to get it loaded on the motorcycle, so forth and so on. All right, so the one thing I do need to coach is a helmet, obviously. So if I'm not riding the bike, I need to bring a helmet, okay? Okay, so I've got this. The other thing I'm going to need is some rain gear. You always want to have this, especially if you're riding a bike, but even when you're coaching, you have to use this because Tennessee, if you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes. It's liable to rain, snow, sleet, and hail all in one day. So I put that in my small saddlebag. The Guzzi has 2 saddlebags. The Travel comes with 2 saddlebags. One is a smaller capacity because you've got the exhaust pipe right here. So that cuts into the capacity of the, but I keep that where I can get to it in case I'm driving down the road and I need to get that. Okay. So, all right, so we got that. We got a helmet. Gloves. It's always good to have some gloves too. So I can use these Alpine Star here gloves here. I just go ahead and, if I'm not riding, even if I am, sometimes I'll ride, put an extra pair of gloves in there. So, all right, so all that's there, and I can put that in the same saddlebag also on the Guzzi. Plenty of room there. The other side's a lot bigger, but this is just enough to hold everything. And just clamp it up. Make sure everything's good. Should stay fairly watertight in there, okay? Not 100% probably, but so one more thing I have is this little chair. This is a little stool. For the motorcycle, it's a lot smaller than those bigger chairs that you can carry. But what this is, just a little stool. Gives me a way to sit down without being on the ground like that. So that's how that works. So I take that with me. That's important to be comfortable as you can. You're going to be out there all weekend. You don't want to be sitting on the ground. A lot of times there's ants and stuff like that. It can be painful. So I don't fire ant mound. Another bag I carry is I have another cooler. I use the little coolers. You could use a big cooler, I guess. I don't know. I use these two. They, again, are just full of water. I'll throw some ice in those too. Like some of these little ices. Okay. Throw those in there. Usually put my lunch in here. So everything fits. Okay, I'm going to put all that in there right this moment. Tomorrow morning, when I get ready to go out, I'll go ahead and put the cold ice in there. Okay. One thing I wanted to mention too is because it's so hot in the south, I use this little half shell helmet for the range work sometimes. It's not ideal for out on the road, but riding around 20 miles an hour or less, you're probably going to be better than nothing. It satisfies the minimum requirement. It is a DOT helmet. So I use this. It's got a little camera mount on it so I can video if I want to kind of see how my demos are going. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot cooler than that full face helmet, especially on a really, really hot day. So I take this with me too. So we'll put that in the bag. And all right, so let's go to the bag. This is a dry bag I bought on Amazon again, Earth Pack, and it's really, really good. It's got a pretty decent capacity in it. Yeah. I can get both of these coolers. Now let's go ahead and put the coolers in. Use them as anchors on the end here. I'll put them in this side. I'll put the other one on the other side. Kind of give it a little form. And, all right, throw this in the ignition here. Okay, next, I'm going to go ahead and throw this in there. My helmet, my half helmet, my range helmet, because I'm probably going to be riding with the other helmet. And that's pretty much it. I don't really need to put much more in there. I've got everything. Let me throw this over here. I've got everything set. So that's it. I just roll this up. You roll this up. And here's an interesting little hack I found. Probably going to catch crap about it. Some people probably will think it's awful. I'm going to do it on this side first, and then I'll show you what I'm doing on the other side here. So I roll this up. I just go right through the handles. Okay? These handles aren't holding weight really. They're just kind of keeping this from shifting. But it sits on the bike pretty good. So that's what I do. And then I just fold this over. Ta-da, and we're ready to go. Like so. So that's what I do to get ready to go coach. And tomorrow morning at about 5 o'clock in the morning, we'll be rolling out then. We'll see you then.